I'm creating this video to show you all how we're going to try and document and record what dahlias you're growing and how we can best get that information over to the buyers who will be ordering them ahead of time on Shopify. So you all will already have a list of dahlias in your grow list that you sent to us earlier in the year. Previously, we thought we were going to be doing it by variety, but now we realize that's just going to be too complicated. Sometimes the growers send us the wrong variety. Sometimes, according to the temperature, the colors of the dahlias change, and some people just don't know certain varieties, and that's fine. So if you do know the name of your dahlia, you can leave it in there. And then you can add an additional description to it. So what we would like for you to please include is the size of the dahlia bloom according to the chart that you will have. So for example, the Crichton honey I'm growing will fall into the medium category. So I type in medium and I put it in bold and caps, and that way we can see it pretty easily. We know all dahlias will be 5 stems per bunch. And over here in the descriptor of the flowers is where we would like you to please add a photo if you have one. If you don't, the more description you can give word-wise, the better. So I'm going to show you now how to add a photo into your grower sheet. So additionally, if you have any varieties that maybe you didn't get in the ground, or they ended up rotting, or they came up different than what you thought they were and you need to change accordingly, that's totally fine. In my case, I didn't get entry into the ground, so I have one that is a purple, white, variegated. This doesn't have to be a ton of information. What you put over here in this description, so for example, dahlia purple, white, variegated, and I know that this one is a small dahlia. For that, this is what we will use, like this portion is what we're going to use as the listing in the Shopify website. So when someone goes and searches, that's what's going to come up, and then hopefully a photo if you can provide that. So in order to add a photograph, you're going to make sure you're in the highlighted row. When you see the little arrow come up just below the number of that row, you can drag down. Doesn't need to be huge. This size block is fine. Then you will simply copy your image from wherever you have it on your computer, and then you will paste it into this square. So be sure this square is highlighted. Find where you have your photo. For me, I just text them to myself and they come through my messages. So I'm going to hit Control Copy, and then we'll come back to here, and I'll make sure I'm in the box and Control Paste. And now the photo is ginormous. So this is where you're going to need to zoom out and then size the photo down. You can do it by either hovering over the corner and you'll see an arrow that's in diagonal, and that means it's going to size it proportionally. You don't have to hit Shift to hold it. You can just drag and it will resize. You're going to have to zoom out to be able to see where your picture is, and then continually resize. Then you may have to move it and resize until it's really small, and then you'll bring it back. So we'll zoom in again. You can do this by hitting Command or Control plus and minus on your keyboard. So I'm hitting Control plus to zoom back in. I think I'll make it a little smaller, and enter it here. Then you can click what's inside the box, and then let's say I want to add purple and white variegated ball form. So it has the description below. We can click on this and read this portion up here and put that in the description on the Shopify website. And here we also have the photo. The reason having the photos is really helpful is that when you guys drop off your buckets each Wednesday morning and we're going through and trying to sort and organize and pull pre-orders, by having a photograph, we know exactly what you're talking about when you say purple, white, variegated, small. If it is, you just write peach dahlia, a lot of people bring a lot of peach dahlias, and sometimes they're a peach water lily, and sometimes they're a peach ball and peach cactus. So if you know the specific form, you may also want to include that in the description. So purple, white, variegated ball, small. the form will also help the designers know what form they're getting, especially if you don't have a photo. A cactus, as you know, is very different from a ball. So hopefully that will help you guys know how that we're going to use this information to upload to Shopify.